If you don't know who this is in this picture, don't feel bad because up until a couple of days ago, I didn't know who he was. But apparently he is this rapper that goes by the name of Lil Xan, spelled Xan. And I had to say, he looks like he's popped a few Xans in his lifetime, in his small short lifetime, because he's only 21 years old. And like I said, I didn't know who he was until I saw him trending on Twitter for some comments he made about a certain legendary and iconic hip hop rapper artist, and that was Tupac. So he had an interview that he did, and they were asking him questions about different rappers, and the name Tupac came up, and he said out of his 21-year-old mouth that he thinks or he feels that Tupac's music is boring. And you know, when black ears heard that, they went in, and rightfully so, on his ass. Now, I can honestly say that I can sit here and say that I didn't listen to everything that Pac put out there, but what I did listen to was very good and profound and had a very good message to it. Actually, a lot of people found inspiration from him. He inspired a lot of the people of today. Of course, you probably wouldn't be able to tell by how some of them sound, but whatever. But for this guy, who's only 21 years old, which means he was born the same year that Pac got killed, because he got killed in 96. I can't believe it's been that long. But what would he really know about Pac for him to say that he's boring? See, this is exactly why a lot of people do not like when outsiders, quote unquote, come into the culture, get comfortable, and then they do things like this. And then you have people in the comment section saying, oh, well, he's not white, he's Mexican. I'm like, Mexican where? They said in his name. I said, what is his last name? They said his last name is Diego. I said, give me a break. I remember it was some person who made these comments before, and they asked him, or they said that, oh, he can't, there's no way he could be racist because he's Italian or Puerto Rican or whatever it was. I said, no, he is white. I said, you have your white Mexicans and you have your black Mexicans, and he is definitely not your black Mexican by far. This guy right here. But see, when they creep in and tiptoe around the culture and they lose their way, they get beside themselves and they start making comments such as this and thinking that they can because some select people said that they could be down. Like I said, hopefully he does not trend any further past those comments that he made. Now they said now we've given him exposure and people gonna go buy his music. Listen, I might have given him exposure by talking about him, but I for damn sure won't go buy his music. And the way that my subscribers are set up, I know they won't buy his music either, and they won't get it for their kids, because that's probably who he's catering to. Now, if he calls Tupac boring, I'm curious to see who would he call iconic, or who would he call not boring. And I'm not talking about the people of today. I'm talking to people of back then. Since he wanted to say Pac was boring, he was part of that class from the 90s. I wonder what he would have to say about Biggie, or Public Enemy, or NWA, KRS-One, Rakim, and a host of others from back then that we deem as iconic. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. When it comes to people like this, we should not allow them to disrespect our legends, whether they are dead or alive. And the minute they do, they should definitely get checked instantly. Because let me tell y'all, and I've expressed this before, I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. Through the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the worst, and the ugly, I still am a fan of that man's music and things that he has done. Just outside of the industry or even within the industry. If anybody spoke ill about Michael Jackson to me personally, that would probably be the infidel. I'm not even gonna lie. You know how they say fighting words? That for me is like fighting words. So when he says stuff like that. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion about certain things, but saying something like that Pac is boring, that sounds like, it almost sounds personal. Like he has something personal against his music. I guess it was boring because he wasn't talking to people like him. People will say stuff like that if the music is not geared toward them. That's like when Beyonce came out with that song Formation, and she, with the certain things that she was saying in that song, and we know she has global fans of many races, ethnicities, and backgrounds. When she wasn't talking to them, then it became, oh, she's anti-police, she's anti-white, and this, that, and the third, she's racist. Go back and look at some of the things people were saying when that video and song came out, and when she performed that at the Super Bowl that year. It's almost the same exact thing. When the music is not talking to them personally, then they feel some type of way.